the same thing. What up, people? The same thing.
Hey, people.
No, this is not this is not my first place. Like, this is the business. You know, I want to.
Hey, people. Here.
Oh, I need to invite myself. All right. I'm trying to see if Malachi was going to go up there or not. I don't know. Well, hello there. This is Bernade Flournoy popping in here. I'm here. What do we got going on here? I think they've got something new and wonderful going on. So, okay, there we are. All right. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am back in the studio, and today I am painting this cute little blue nail. Now, let me make sure I pull up my other screen so that you could see what it actually looks like. So it is absolutely cute. Let me get rid of this. Let me share my screen so that you can see. You can still go and get this download while I am trying to share my screen. You can go to thepaintedpose.com / and I think we are good. Let me make sure. Are we here? I think we're all right. Did I share this? Okay, let me pull this one back out. Let me see if you can still see. Yep, here we go. Wonderful. So now you can see the full design. I'm so glad. Well, once again, this is Bernade Flournoy, art teacher by day, portrait painter by night, paint party instructor on the weekends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the design that we are painting today. So grab your crayons, grab your watercolors, and some of you may have already printed this off, and we're ready to rock and roll. I'm going to squeeze out a little paint here so that we can get started. So how are you doing today? You know, I've got all these other cutes that we have done recently. I need to finish this one. I never started this one on air, but this one was so cute. So we have so many amazing designs as being in the paint party industry. And hopefully you have your local Paint Party Pro available to work with. All right. So I'm just scooching a few things over because it's been a minute since I've been in the studio. And let me see if I can adjust the screen a little bit because my paint cam is here too. Oh, there's the paint cam. We are right here. And once again, to get on the email list, let me see, where am I? To get on the email list, send me an email. Am I going in the right direction, y'all? Send me an email at thepaintedpose.com. You can go right over there and go right onto the contact us page and reach on out. But if you want this download, go ahead and do thepaintedpose.com / download. Thepaintedpose.com patreon.com/download, and you can grab that along with some other little goodies that are in there as well. So let me see if I can stop sharing. Let me remove this one for just a second, and I can add that back. Yep, definitely can. All right, so I'm going to get up close here. So yes, there's so many amazing, really cute paintings available, and that's one of the latest ones that I did. So I am hoping that you are doing well today and you're ready to paint. So I am on my Paint Party Directory page live, and I'm on the Painted Pose Paint Party Directory page on Facebook, and the Paint Party Directory page on YouTube, and I'm on the YouTube channel for the Painted Pose. I had to see exactly where I'm live at. So let me move this out of the way. Let's see how we can share this cam again. Oh, I need to have this on here. See if we could share that. And I'm wondering if you could hear me if I remove my Okay, so now it looks like it wants to act right. Possibly. Okay, let's see about this. It doesn't give me my paint cam. There we are, but I don't want the reference to be large. I want the paint cam. Let's see about a couple more configurations. All right, so there we are. Let me see if I make this a little bit smaller. If we can actually, nope, it's just, no, it is just gonna be right there. All right, so anyway, we've got it there. All right, so you can make the fingernail any color, and for your download, is this my correct download one? So in that download bundle, I don't know if this is the right one. Yes, this should be what you will find at thepaintedpose.com/download, and you will get an email, so check your spam or your junk folder, and then you'll get the link to go so that you could get this. All right, so we've got the nail flipped going in both directions, and we've got a little bit of information here. Right, so let me come on back down. I'm going to squeeze out a little paint, and then we're ready to rock and roll. And I will be painting this on a broadcast coming up soon, hopefully this week. So let me get out all my old things. Oh, and I know you guys want to know about Bob. Yes, Bob is here. Bob is here, y'all. Okay, Bob is right there. So let me go ahead. I think I want a little bit of purple nail, and you can do whatever colors that you want. All right, so we've got our colors. You could do whatever color scheme you want. I'm going to squeeze out a little bit of brown. I think I have a little bit of brown open here. This is terrible, isn't it? It's been so long. All right, so we're going to squeeze out a little bit of brown. We're going to move Bob out of the way, and we're going to get on in here and get on down with this paint. So I'm going to put my container right here. I don't need my tripod, so I'm going to slide this up. We just keep on moving. All right, I'm going to slide this up just a bit, and then yeah, we can go ahead about it. Oh boy, somebody should have been in here shaking up this paint. All right, so we're going to squeeze out a little bit of blue, and we'll probably need to get some white and mix this up. All right, let's go ahead. I don't know what shade blue you'd like. I'm going to put out a little bit more just to make sure that we've got plenty. I'm going to try this blue that's closer to what we see on the screen. I'm going to put out a little bit of this too. Why isn't this coming out, y'all? Okay, only because we're live, right? So we're going to open this up. What are you going to create with today? All right, let me go ahead, pull this over here, squeeze out a little bit. I think I have more than enough because I really only have an 8x10 canvas. And you know what? I'm gonna put out a little brown and I think I'm okay. I think I need just a tad bit of white. And I think we'll be okay with this one. So just to clear these out of the way, let me move this over. All right, and I think we're good. I'm going to squeeze out just a little bit of white, and we are ready to go on with life. Pour out a little bit of water, and we're good. So I don't know what colors you wanted to paint your fingernail. You could do any color. Now up here at the top, I am going to just color this part in. I don't know if you can see. It's just a little bit lighter. So I'm just going to go right around here with my little Sharpie marker. And then that should be good. All right. Let me move this a little bit further north. All right. Okay, my paint cam. I think we're good right here. All right. So let's aim you down a little bit and bring you in. Okay, I think this will be better. All right. Let me slide those out of the way. And we need just a little black. Okay, let me put this back up here. And I'm going to see about shrinking our reference picture down. I wish there were a better option. There it is. But now where's my paint cam? Now see, this is this is some ridiculousness, y'all. Look at that. That's a little bit better, but not really. I need my paint cam. Y'all, I am hoping that we can get some better configurations. Let me see. I am the featured one. I don't want to be the featured one. Anywho, here we go. I might have to go back to that. This one would be ideal if this were the paint cam. I wish I could reconfigure that. But here we go. This is what we got. All right. We are ready to rock and roll. Okay, so let me make sure that I squeeze out a little bit of black. And I may cheat on this, and I've got my hair dryer down here right off to the side. Excuse me. You can definitely wait till your acrylic painting is dry and then use a Sharpie marker. Okay, I like to do that to kind of clean up the edges. Some people are purists where you have to use only paint to do that. I'm okay. But you have to make sure the surface of the painting is actually dry before you do that. Okay. All right, let's make sure that we are not going to drop this computer off of here. All right, so we are good. Let's get the water and let's get going. I'm going to turn the music up just a little bit more. And we're going to go ahead and grab our brushes. I like to go ahead and wet them all and have them right here. So they are all right there. I've got my water, I've got my napkins, I've got my painting surface. Looks like I still need to slide it a little bit more. Okay, I think we're better now. Well, there we go. So depending on what color background you want, you can add whatever there. We're going to keep it plain and simple. think this is better for the viewer now. Great, great, great. So I have my brush. I don't want it dripping, but I do want it to be full of water. Well, it's full of water, and you want to make sure all of the bristles are wet, because this is acrylic paint, and acrylic dries like plastic. So I think I'm going to go ahead with a little brown out here. Okay. Just mix in just some of the straight brown, and here we go. My brush may be a little bit big for some of these areas. And grab a little bit more paint. You have to get a slightly smaller brush for right here. But we're doing it. Okay. Now, of course, we can mix the skin color, but sometimes it's just easier to buy some of the ready-made bottles, and that's okay. That's a show for a different time. For a paint party, sometimes you can have the guests mix it. It depends on how much time you have and what type of paint party you set up. If it's more of a teaching lesson or class, then yes, you might want to explain how they could come up with the different skin tones. But if it's just like a fun type of get together, you know, you may not have enough time. So I have plenty of paint on here. I'm just going to smooth all this in here. All right. And I like to take it right to the edge. Really, I like to, you know, make sure the edge is covered, but you don't always have to do that. But if you're not going to frame it, it's nice to actually paint the edge while you have access to the paint. So I am getting real close to this edge over here, and I'm just going to take some of this paint and actually smooth this out. Now you could go over it with a second coat depending on the skin tone. And usually at a paint party, I will tell people to do a second coat. It just gives it a nice, richer painting surface so that you don't see the streaks of the white of the canvas showing through. But it also depends on the crowd. Some people are just glad that they were able to paint and get to that point, and I totally understand. I'm just bringing this one down here just because I have the paint in my brush. Okay. All right. So I like to paint right to the edge. All right. All right. So in just a moment, I am going to show you the reference. All right. So I think we're good here. I'm trying to think if we're going to do a second coat. We definitely could. And I'm going to add a little bit of black. And I really don't like to add just straight black. I like to add a little bit of red as well. Okay, so I'm going to go right on up in here. This is, all right. Go right on up here, and I probably should have. And I'm going over this now while it's still wet, so it's easy to blend. Okay, so I'm just going to blend this out like this is actually in the shadow. Okay, let me grab just a little bit of this black right here. And I'm going to come right along here and get just a little bit more black. And this brush, I've used it quite a bit, so it's not really going totally flat. So you might want to get another brush, like maybe one that'll come to a nice point. I'm going to make sure this has water in it. And I'm going to come right on over here. Okay, and I'm just going to come right here. All right. And then, of course, when we're done with everything, we can go around here with a fine line. All right. Trying to see where this little wrinkle is right over here. And I need to go ahead and paint this blue first. But I don't know, I just really wanted to go ahead and get this down here. That helps give it a little bit of three-dimensionality. But this kind of detail you do want to maybe save to the end because it may get covered up. All right, I'm putting my little pinky finger down to give me a little bit of support because this is still wet paint over here. Let me grab just a smidge of water and I'm going to go right over this area. Okay. Let me go get a little bit more brown. I made that maybe a little bit too dark. All right, well, here we are. So we're getting a little bit of shading, a little bit of three-dimensionality over there. And so now, let's go ahead, clean out that big brush so we can go ahead and do that blue nail. This is a nice, clean, simple, easy design, and this will be perfect when you don't have a lot of time, if you have maybe an hour or less. But even when you have an hour or less, it still might be good to maybe do a watercolor workshop as opposed to acrylic if you just need to get in and get out of there. All right, so I think my brush is sufficiently clean. All right, so I am now ready to go in with this blue. Look at that. Oh, I just had to get in there, y'all. Add just a little bit of water to help. And I didn't even wet the surface. I should have wet the surface just a little bit. Let me go ahead and push this on around here. Oh, how much fun is that? That's a lot of fun. So here we are. Ooh, we got really close. Let me get over here so I can see. With the studio lights, there's a glare. So I have to stand up sometimes so I can even see what's going on. Now I'm going to hurry up and get this paint on here so that I could do just a little bit of three-dimensional modeling. Okay. Going in a slightly darker color. Okay. Let me come back up over here. Trying to get real close to that edge. And like I said, we could find it with our Sharpie later. I'm going to go back up over here, get a little bit of this color right over here. And just blending that in and out. Smoothing that right along that. There we go. Just trying to make sure we don't have any white. All right. So that's coming along really fast. All right. So we have that slightly darker blue, and I'm just going in here smoothing this out, making sure I do not have any unnecessary. Oh, we got out of the lines over there. Okay. Let me go over there and quickly fix that. And I just take that wet brush and I'm just going to kind of flood that area, just a tip, with a little bit of water. Now I'm just going to kind of mop that up. Might have to do it more than once. I'm going to go over here with a little bit of water right along that edge, and go back in here with a dry brush like it's a mop, and literally mop that up. Sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a, what do you call it? Q-tip for stuff like that. So there we go. So we got that up quickly, and then we're just going to go in here with a little bit of white. So let's see. Knocking over lights. Here we're going to go right up in here with a little bit of white and keep on going with our life. You don't want to make this paint too thick. Now I should let that first coat dry. But even at a paint party, you still won't have maybe the time. You have to kind of go in there as best you can. Go ahead and give that little, okay. So we're gonna add a little bit of something right here, not a lot, just to kind of give it like a little bit of a reflecting light quality. I'm going to clean my brush because I've got a little bit of blue mixed in there. So now I'm going right back into the plain white, and we're just going to go back over it just a little bit more. But I need to let this part dry. All right, I think we're okay. So it doesn't look too bad. It's pretty good. I think what I'm going to do while this is still wet, I'm just going to go in here, grab a little bit of that blue. And I'm just kind of blending that in so it's not so stark white right there. Looking at the reference, this is more of the actual color. All right, I am pretty happy with those results. That looks pretty good. Let me clean out my brush. Let me make sure my, oh. All right. Okay, now I'm going to go back in, touch up a little bit of brown over here. I could add a little bit more black to it. And sometimes that second coat, like I said, makes all the difference because you are going over it to cover up any of the white surface that's coming through there. I think the second coat of brown right here is more than enough. All right, that is shaping up nicely and quickly. Like I said, this one is a pretty fast one. Okay, so that's kind of shaped up pretty good. All right, so here we go. We've got a little of the reflection up there, right? Let me show this camera here. A little bit of reflection. And let me make sure I show you the reference. Let's see, I wish I could do the, there we go. So that's the reference picture there. And that's shaping up nicely. Now, once again, even though the background is white, you could put whatever color you'd like back there. And I think I'm just going to leave it white like that. It's just nice and bright and refreshing. Tempted. Yeah. So I think we're good. Now, if you really wanted to, you could maybe do a second coat of the paint before you started worrying about the white. Let me see if I can come to you. That's us. but that's not the us that I want. Here we go. There we are. So this is this. All right. So this turned out pretty fine. This turned out pretty good. Now I could go in here with another little bit of black, but I think this is good. All right. So I added just a little bit of modeling along the sides by adding just a little bit of black. Don't go too crazy. And then for the edges, if you wanted that nice black outline, y'all, it's hot up in here. Every light is on so that the colors will show up nice. But this is where I was saying about the white streaks. If you wanted to do a second coat, if you got time at the paint party event, do that while all the paint is out. Use it while it's out. Enjoy it, and you will enjoy the outcome of the painting a lot better. All right? We popped on, and yeah, we did that in a very short amount of time. This one is a quick, easy, fun painting. Now, if you wanted to add some nail designs and get in here and go crazy, you could do all of that. You can change the nail color. You can go right on ahead and do that as well. But yeah, I think we're okay. Now, I may wait till the paint is absolutely dry and go out and outline the painting. All right. So thanks so much for popping in for this paint party pop-up today, and till the next time, ABC, always be creative. Okay, always be creating something. All right, so I am going to go ahead and slide on about here. All right, let's see here. Let me look over here. Oh, the design has changed back here, and it's so cool. And I'm so sorry about these. I'm going to have to figure out a way. This just reminds me of Mr. Magoo. If you guys know about Mr. Magoo back in the day, then you know. See you till the next time. Thanks for joining.